All right, let me start off the way. Okay, good morning. Getting ready to get started here. As always, we're going to count you in, count you down. We're going to do 3 deep cleansing breaths, regulating the emotion center and letting the executive function, prefrontal cortex, the rest of the brain regions know that we are going to be using our brain today in a physically fit, mentally fit way. I will count you down 3, 2, 1, and then you will inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Coming back in. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. Today is Thinking Thursday, cognitive fitness. So at this time, you need to go and get a secondary device. We will be doing Caption this and guess this phrase. But before we start that, which will give you time to go grab a second device or do as Sean did yesterday, which is to be able to go in and out, watch the video, and come back. Both are perfectly acceptable. I would just like to give you the brain regions that you will be using today for this live. So what are the brain regions according to Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, neuroscience, that you will be using today for Guess This Phrase and Caption This? The brain regions that you'll use for Guess This Phrase are as follows. You're going to be using the prefrontal cortex, and this directs attention, it holds clues in your working memory, and makes predictions. The left inferior frontal gyrus, that's located in the Broca's area, that's going to support language formation and word retrieval. Next, you'll be using the temporal lobes, the superior temporal sulcus, and the Wernicke's area, and that's going to process meaning, semantics, and phrase recognition. You will then be using the hippocampus, and that's going to help you recall stored phrases, idioms, and past associations. You will also be using the anterior cingulate cortex, and this detects errors. It helps with aha moments, and it also allows you to feel good when you have the right guess. And finally, you will be using the basal ganglia, and this reinforces pattern recognition and rewards when a guess is correct. So it's going to be working with the ACC. Now, here's my leadership perspective on guessing this phrase. Guessing a phrase isn't random. It wires resilience and creativity and problem solving. And so real leaders train the brain to decode patterns, strengthen memory, and connect words to meanings with courage. So you're not just doing this, it's not like a game show and you're just like, oh, I'm going to get a prize at the end. You are. Every time you guess this phrase, you are going to get a natural release of dopamine, and you're going to create that habit loop for all of those brain regions that I just mentioned, which is going to strengthen your brain, your regions overall, which will give you a stronger prefrontal cortex, which will regulate your amygdala and your limbic system, and it will allow you to be able to be high functioning day in and day out. And that is the objective, to be the best every single day. Now, the brain regions engaged in Caption This task is about generating original text for an image. It requires creativity, humor, and emotional. Intelligence. So you're going to be using the prefrontal cortex, especially the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex and the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. And it integrates logic and creativity and evaluates if the caption fits. You're also going to be in your default mode network, which activates your imagination, your story creation, and your free associations. Next, you will be using the right hemisphere. Good morning, Lola. Especially the right temporal and parietal regions, and it supports metaphor, humor, and novelty. You will be using the amygdala and the insula, and you're going to engage to inject emotion, humor, or empathy to the captions. So the captions are going to resonate with you. So you're going to be creative and you're going to tap into your feelings. Then you'll be using your visual cortex and your parietal lobes to interpret the image features and integrate them with language. So what do I see and how am I going to use language to describe what I see? Next, you'll be using the anterior cingulate cortex 2, and this filters ideas, helping you choose the most fitting caption. So here's Dr. Donna's Real Leader perspective. Captioning builds neural flexibility. It trains real leaders to see beyond the obvious, connect with emotions, and connect emotions with logic, and communicate in a way that it will stick. So in short, when you guess this phrase, you are engaging in pattern recognition, memory recall circuits in the prefrontal cortex, the temporal lobes, and the hippocampus. And when you caption this, you are doing creative generation plus emotional intelligence circuits. So you are also using the prefrontal cortex, the default mode network, the right hemisphere, and the amygdala. So now you have the neuroscience behind what we're getting ready to do. And let your brain know I'm getting ready to use all these regions on you today. Go ahead and go to the home page on your second device of my YouTube channel. I'm getting ready to show you what you should see. And this is what it looks like. You should see a picture of me staring at you and Bitmoji. So let me know when you are there on the home page so we can get this Thinking Thursday cognitive fitness going on. And how this will work is similar to what we did yesterday. You're going to watch a video. You're going to actually hit ... or brain. And then you're going to caption this. So we will do something caption this. We will do guess this phrase. And then we will finish up with the brain bit today. And it will be about playing chess. So when you are at the home page with your device, ready to watch, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll be in Norfolk out today. Okay, got it. So you're saying you are not able to participate? Is that what you're saying? All right, Nola. Looks like it's you and I. Brett, you have a one option today. And that is if you're going to stay, you need to get a second device and participate, or feel free to go check somebody else's live out now. So the question on the table is, do you have a second device and will you be participating in Caption This and guess this phrase? That's what you can do. Do not type hi again. Good morning, Regina. So either stay and participate and strengthen your brain or go get a dopamine boost from somewhere else. Stop saying hi. Okay, first video is me looking like this. So go ahead and watch it. Type before you type your answer so that I know that you have finished the video, because I've been asking this repeatedly and it is not being done as I am asking. So watch the video. Type ellipse, a brain, I'm thinking, and then answer the video, okay? So watch, communicate, and then caption this. Are we clear? So everybody give me a thumbs up. The instructions are watch the video, ... brain, thinking emoji, and then type the answer. So are we clear on the instructions today? Okay, thank you for notifying me, Lola. Are the instructions clear? Having problems getting to the home page. Okay, let me know when you get there. Okay, and if Dr. Donna appears to be a little irritated, I have to go and do all my veterans evaluations on Sunday and Tuesday and next Monday, and so I've had to bring all of those things back up again. So I don't have a lot of patience this morning for nonsense, because I have many things that I have had to discover and have to prepare for by Sunday and Tuesday. So we're going to get this done today. And it might not be the nicest, prettiest thing, but this is life as well. Okay, so Regina, you catch up when you can. So the first video is Caption This. It is me doing like this. Go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and type a brain, an ellipse, or whatever you want to let me know that you're finished watching it, and then caption this. You don't have a clue about this one? Is that your caption? Or is that is that your caption, Kevin? Or is it that you don't have a clue to how to caption this? And Regina, how's it going for you accessing the homepage? It's a cat on your head, and it's looked like you're saying, what the? Nola, me at appointments when I'm building cat toys and they start crawling on me. Yes, and that has happened. That is correct. We just built a catio the other day. I said it was a mansion for a cat because it was 4.5 hours or 4 hours and 15 minutes. It had 3 levels and all kind of bells and whistles. Cat caught your tongue. I got it. So you're on the home page too. All right, that's good that you're back in. And again, I am attempting to get out of this funk. So hopefully this will, because I just found out some new information right before I got on the live. So yeah, that part. It is what it is. Okay. So Kevin is and I asked you, Kevin, is that you don't have a clue about this one? Are you saying that you don't have a clue or that I don't have a clue? Is that your caption is or your statement about it before I move on to the next one? Oh, that's your capture. Okay, got it. Okay, problems are continuing. I'll be behind. All right. Sometimes you have to get off Wi-Fi on one of the devices that you're on. If you could use your data too, that sometimes helps, Regina, just because your system might be overloaded today, depending on who's on the network, depending on what's going on in Florida, in your area. And it could be if y'all still having hurricanes or inclement weather that has an impact on it as well. All right, the next caption is Bitmoji is writing a list. So you can see the Bitmoji writing. So if you finish watching the video, there should be an ellipse, a dot, so that I know you have finished watching the video because I cannot see you and then type your response. I understand, Nola. I'm just reminding because you and your battle buddy are inconsistent with typing the ... and then you'll just type your response. So Kevin says, let's take this from the top. Regina says, list of things to do. I'm saying Dr. Donna preparing for a live. Even though I use my tablet now, that's how many notes I used to have before my hand said, listen, you can't be writing this down for an hour and a half. So that was me 3 months ago preparing for a brain live, a morning mental workout. No, you writing everything you need to prepare for something. Yep, that's what it looks like. It is. In fact, here are my notes. Here are my notes. Why are you saying that? Planning. Y'all see that? You see how thick that is? That's my notes to plan for my medical appointment on Sunday. That's a lot of notes for a composition notebook. See how thick that is? Ain't that a damn shame? It's that thick. Front and back. That thick. Okay. The next one is caption this again. And Bitmoji is leaping over some stuff. Yes. So now y'all can see why I'm holding it together with double wax dental floss right now. Go ahead and watch the next video. I need to go get some tissue. It's Bitmoji leaping over some books. Regina said, on my way. I gotta watch the video. Give me a second. Be right there. Yes. Now, I will say when I made these, and again, Bitmoji has changed over the years in Snapchat. They're incorporated together. Been that way for many years. These were Bitmoji stories. So Snapchat has Bitmoji stories, and what you have to do is tap. If you think about using a story, you tap. And so what I did, I had an idea because I have a whole Bitmoji playlist, is I would tap the story, screen record, tap the story, and then put it together and make it something else because that's not what this Bitmoji story was, but I changed it because it is me. Yes, Nola rushing downstairs to turn the stove off from beeping. That is correct. Let me get my tire iron back. Yeah, let me go do that. No, we don't want me to do that. I'm too old to go to prison. And apparently I'm too beat up and bruised up to be able to go do it anyway. So they would take me out right about now. Yeah, so you take the Bitmoji stories, you read them, or I did, and then I turned them actually into content. Part of the reason why I did this was so that I would have different content, because this is from 4 years ago. So my objective, I know, right? My objective was to keep making my content different from everybody else's. Like what does Bitmoji running having to do with real leadership and being personally accountable, and it's Caption this. And as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the live, the brain regions that you're using in order to caption this. So again, thinking about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, how do you use cartoons and puppets, and adults learn differently? How can you create this engagement without this, I'm Dr. Donna, and I'm here to talk about personal accountability? So that was the whole purpose of doing this, was to add a different dynamic to what it means to be personally accountable. And have fun is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So yes, you can have fun too. Next, there is a me staring like this. That's the next video. Lola, thinking how are you going to get your prefrontal? How are you going to get to your prefrontal cortex? That's funny. Me sometimes with the brain turn, I knew it. I knew one of y'all was gonna come for me. It'd be your own people. Be your own people. No, it's true. Sometimes I'll start talking about the brain and Nola eyes will just glaze over. Like, I don't know, but she does the same thing to me. She'll say something. I'm like, I don't even know why you're saying this to me. What did I do? And how can I stop you from giving me this information? Regina said, trying to solve a really hard equation, and the equation is winning, right? That's when the math ain't mathing. Not at all. So that was three different lenses in Snapchat and Instagram. So again, from a right hemisphere perspective, challenging myself to see if I could use those lenses that were just, kind of people just like, I got a lens. But to take it and put it in a cohesive way and then turn it into something else. And as we can see, everybody's answer is different. So that's the beauty of Caption This, because you're using your amazing brain and you're taking it in yourself. You're using your hippocampus and your abilities to say, what does this mean to me? And that's why you're doing it in your default mode network. I gotta, excuse me one second. So now you're gonna press that downward V again, and I'm trying to hold it, that little down arrow, because we're gonna watch the next set of videos. Oh wait, Kevin hasn't his response yet. Give him one moment. Oh, I'm having a sinusitis day. So I'm gonna slide out of frame, blow my nose while he is typing. So Kevin said, you don't have email? All right, so press that down V, and it is a cat with some donut and coffee in their hands. Next video. Don't. Why? Really? And I would also like to say that the music that is in these videos is my music as well. I said that I had a BandLab account, so I was creating my own music for a minute. using their loops because I didn't like the music that was being offered. Now I know you could do all kind of stuff, but even with a business account on the social media platforms, your music is limited, so you can't use commercial music if you have a professional account on social media. Peace offering, cause cat tore up your stuff. Yes, and a cat will tear up your stuff. They will. Woo. That's why we have to put cat stuff in place. Did you see your allergy responses? Oh no, it's an allergetic day. It's not you. Mine and stuffy as well. Might get an allergy pill now. Okay, got it. Yeah, it took me music. I'm not hearing the music. Oh, it was music on Bitmoji and all of them. You got your volume turned up. You might have it on mute, Regina. Yeah, because it was music on the Bitmoji running, me looking confused, and with the cat. I think it just wasn't music on. Let me just play. Yeah, it was music on Bitmoji. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was just not music on the first one. And not all of them have music. Yeah, check your volume. I can help. Let me show you. And Nola said the cat went out for the morning and brought you back a snack. Yeah. Now that's funny because we always have somebody's cat walking on our wall because we live on the corner when they're not supposed to be outside. When they are not. Okay, the next one is me peeking out of some cartoon bushes. So yeah, caption this. Next video, me with my head peeking out of some green bushes. Lola said, I seen you. That's me looking out my window. I said I should make a video of Dr. Donna's window because the things that I see outside of my window, again, our house is on a corner and it's just one long street to get in and out of the subdivision. It's amazing what I see. And because of how my neighbor's backyard is, I'm casing it joint. The thing with this lens is I want to say it's in Snapchat, but how it moves, that's one part about using lenses. You have to really be good at it to do what you want the lens to do. Because if you don't look right, blink right, or whatever, it's not going to do it. Okay, great. So it's not going to do it. So if you go back and listen to the one about the math equation, Regina, it'll have a different impact. You can't kick Kevin. Why are you using all my stuff against me? You can't kick me out the church. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So it has a different impact with the music sitting there. But that lens was hard. I had to film it like 3 times because it wasn't going back how I wanted it to. Because you got to remember, I'm holding my phone for all of these when it's me. So that was a very challenging lens to do that, but I was determined. You checking at the golf course at the exit. Oh, okay. I feel attacked this morning. So about maybe last week, because we're in this week, it was maybe 4:20, and I was trying to take notes for the live. And again, y'all hear me talk about the golf course, but the noise was just like unbearable. You perimenopause, everything sounds louder than it actually is. And so I thought it was going to stop, and it wasn't. And so I literally left the house, walked all the way down to the gate, and I was about to go. I'm about to go get somebody with my slides on, my braid t-shirt. But I forgot the damn code to access the man gate to get out the damn. So I couldn't get out. It was 4:20 in the morning. I was hotter than fish grease. I'm trying to think And what's happening is there is so much construction here now because so many people moving here, and they were excavating something on the golf course at 4:20 in the morning. I said because they're getting ready for this motherfucking PGA tour, but I could not get out the gate, and because it was 4:20, wasn't nobody coming to the gate. I couldn't get. I was standing there at that man gate. I was like, "What the fuck is the code? I can't. Oh, I'm about to go get them." So because I had a short-term memory lapse, the excavator driver was saved for the day because I'm like, I got a short window to write all this stuff down. And here they come at 4:20. I said, how's everybody else sleep? How's everybody on that side whose house faced the street? There's nobody up. Me and the excavator person on the damn golf course. So yes, I was very angry, but gotta love short-term memory loss because I couldn't remember. I was like, damn it, is it these? Because you got to do two numbers at the same time and then one. I couldn't say, ooh, you lucky. And I'm like, I got on, if I had on whole shoes, I might have tried to climb that damn gate and get out of there and get to them. Because then I could just press because the code, if you're driving in, is different than the code if you're using the man gate. But anyway, yeah, 4:20 in the morning. I was not a happy kid. And Nola knocked out. I had to tell her after the live, after she woke up. She's like, you left the house? I sure did. Because I couldn't think straight. I said, who? Yeah, it's supposed to be 6. If you have any work done in the subdivision or anything, roofing work, landscape, or anything, it's got to be after 6 a.m. But that damn, because it's a private golf course. And so since we don't live on the property, they do what they want to do. Because we are lay people up here. We po folks on the other side of the... in their minds anyway. Okay, next video is Bitmoji standing by a water cooler. Bitmoji standing by a water cooler. That's the next video. Dun, dun, dun. You want some of it? And Regina has access to her emojis too. I thought of a TikTok sound. Don't mind me just watching. Or I told y'all this was going to happen. Why are you shocked? So let me get this straight. You want me to unblock you? Yep. Nope. And I have had that experience. I haven't had that recently. And that's because I'm not posting as much in the feed on Instagram. Oh, and did I tell y'all I reached the block limit on Instagram? Instagram won't let me block nobody, no more people. You can't block 3,200 people on Instagram. You can get to 33,198. But it will not let you get to 3,200 because I was waiting and waiting and waiting to post my 3,200 number. Now, I know they all sat in the meeting and said, nobody's going to block. Let's make the block number. What should we make it? They said, oh, put it right under 3,200. Nobody's going to block that many people. And I said, challenge accepted. So you cannot block. They will unblock other people in order for you to block those new people. That's how that works now. So I was taking it to the limit. I texted above. Nope, Lola, I didn't see. That text that you just texted came in. I think it's interesting that your text that you wanted to come through can't come through, but the text that's saying I didn't text comes through. That many unaccountable people on Instagram. What happens, and I've said this before, everybody's like, go viral, and go viral, go viral. When you go viral, people just comment because the post is viral. They just be saying stupid shit just because. 100%. I have not posted consistently on Instagram feed since June 25th. And what happened was Instagram just keeps putting out my content that's already there. So I have people commenting on posts that are 20 weeks old, that are a year old, just showing up because the algorithm, and now they're like, oh my gosh, she's going to stop posting. Let's make her stuff. So more posts, the posts that are there are being seen more than when I was posting 5 times in the feed every single day. Interesting concept. But yeah, people will just say stuff, try to get a rise. Definitely. I learned that last summer when I had a post go over 1 million. And I'm like, this is some bullshit. It's very, because people will leave the comments there. And I will go through, filter all the comments, block people, delete comments and everything. And Nola, you said when they told you the same story last week and she still hasn't left him. Yes, that's true. And I've had that expression. And then and I said I was going to leave. And now, yep, these kids, I tell you, I'm just going to take all their stuff from them. Did you take all their stuff? Well, no, because, I didn't want them to not have this stuff. So I will keep them another week. I'm going to give them another week. And I had somebody, Noah's client, I said this too. She said, these kids always on the game. And I said, who gave them the game? They're in elementary school. Who gave them? They ain't got no money. Who gave them the game? Because you gave them the game because you ain't feel like being bothered, so you said go play the game, and now you can't get them to do nothing because they on the game. Take the game away. Now you're going to have to start talking to your kids. Yeah. Side note. All right. I did see yours, Nola. Yes. Okay. Next is a teddy bear. The teddy bear is next. Teddy bear is next. We will go ahead and finish this and go into guess this phrase. We will do less guess this phrases, but the teddy bear is next. Lola said, me on the treadmill. Mine is just bet. I'm on my way. Nola said, me going back to the counter because they messed up my order. Regina said, on the mission, got to get those steps in. 10,000. No, I'm not going in the woods. There's bugs out there. I'm out. Y'all said, what now? We do, oh, it's some unaccountable people in the midst. I'm out. I'm not. Me leaving Loserville and not looking back. Not at all. Me walking out of Frito-Lay on June 25th, 2010. I know something's better that way. I do know that. Okay, there are Z's on top of my head, a Z cloud on top of my head. That's the next video. Z's on me. Lola, rest is very important for the hippocampus. Yes. And I was gonna say when that adenosine hits. Ain't nothing you can do. Just go ahead, just submit when the adenosine hits. And again, what's interesting about this is because I'm literally holding my phone with this lens, trying to make sure that I appear to be doing this thing. So the mechanics behind getting these caption this. Bored out of my mind. I gotta listen to this stuff. Yes. Yes. I have been in many a meeting, many a conference, many a everything. Like this is insane. Some stuff just no, the baby's at appointment. We see trying to fight nap time. Yep, those babies at appointments. Literally like, I'm not sleepy, mommy. I'm not. Just run around in a circle. Next thing we know, Tyler's sleep on the floor. Under the lunch table. The dining table. Knocked out. I just want to sit on the floor. I'm gonna sit on No, James, and sat on the floor and went to sleep. We'll just do one more, this other Bitmoji. And then, no, we're good. I'm going to go ahead and switch because based upon the time. So I can still get the brain bit in. Boom, boom. Mr. Hook. As YouTube taking its time. Okay, Lola, go ahead. Have a great rest of your day. All right. Waiting on Nola and Kevin to post their ellipse. That is correct. Yes, that is correct, sir. Okay. Now we're on Guess This Phrase. And so some of these Guess These Phrases we've done from a different playlist. I put them in this playlist. So that B right there, I'm going to start with that. And here's why you're redoing it. Because y'all, the first time we did Guess This Phrase in a different playlist, we had some misses. So we're going to see if with some new neural pathways that we get better this time. So let's see how it goes. So the first one is a B. Go ahead on Guess This Phrase. So Kevin, I see your answer. Nola, I see your answer. And then Regina, be your best. Okay. So Nola, you could type your answer. Regina and Kevin have typed their answers in. And how we started Guess This Phrase was because I wanted people to think. And these, as you can see, this is from a year ago, but some of them are longer. If we go down the playlist, they started, 4 years ago. So they started 4 years ago. Again, if you think 4 years ago, we were in 2021, and I'm wanting people to use their brains more. I didn't know that at the time, but having them do something else. So this was my objective, to get more engagement on social media. And then I now know that it wasn't as much engagement as I would have liked because the amount of brain regions that you actually have to use to guess this phrase. But back then, go over and beyond and be your best. And the answer is be more positive. Be more positive. All right. The next one is learn. And it starts with learn. And I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to give it away. But the next one starts with learn. And these don't have sound if I'm not mistaken. And I see your answer, Noah. I see Kevin's lips. So yeah, it was to create more engagement. Now I just realized that you gotta you gotta get to learn to, yes, Kevin's answer is there. All right, yes, learn to laugh at yourself. And the next one you see is a cartoon character kneeling down. He has on a red shirt. Cartoon character kneeling down, red shirt. What's your response to guess this phrase? I see your response. Regina and Noah. Noah, you didn't type your ellipse before you typed your answer. And if you're wondering why I'm enforcing starting today going forward, the ellipse. The ellipse is the pause so that you think before you respond. That's what it's there for. I'm teaching you to wire that neural pathway to pause so that you can respond and not react. That's what this is actually for. She's like, damn veterans, fuck them. No, that's not what it's for. It's just a point in time that I'm saying this is so that you will pause. You will naturally pause before you think. You're gonna start naturally saying ellipse. Let me think about that for a second. And then you're going to respond. So if you just type it, you're never going to, the amygdala is going to do what it does. But if you pause, you have to go type, type, type. Let me go find my brain emoji. Let me find my thinking emoji. That's enough time for the prefrontal cortex to recognize, oh, you need me to respond. Instead of the amygdala saying, move, I got this. I don't know. I'm about to say something. So that's what it's actually building. So this is actually for you. It's not for me. Okay, and so the answer is fix you first. Fix you first. That is the correct answer. Now, the next one is that you will see some insects on a black background. That's the next video. Insects on a black background. And then we will do two more, go do the brain bit, and get on out of here for today. I see Regina's response. I see everybody's response, and that is correct. Time flies. And the other thing that I would like to say is I used to develop these ideas, and then I had to find the Jiffies or the graphics, the Pixar's, the not Pixar's, the Pixabay, and different ways to make this thing work graphically in order for it to take place. So that for me, the dopamine release was in saying time flies. Now let me see if I can make time fly. And how can I present that in a way that makes sense logically in order for you to then get time flies? So that was a left and right brain activity every time I created a caption this. So the next one is you'll see some white and blue animals. And I will leave it at that because I don't want to skew you. White and blue animals. No lie. See your response. Regina, I see your response. Okay. Kevin and Nola, don't be a copycat. That is correct. And don't be a follower. So you are on track to get to copycat. And so yeah, so don't be a copycat. And in this, I actually had to copy the cats over multiple times in order to get that point across. Next is a yellow arrow. This is the last one for today. A yellow arrow is what you'll see. And this tripped me up last night. I had to watch it several times. I was like, I didn't trip my own self up. What the hell did I mean? 2 years ago when I made this. So let's see if you get it. Yep. I see your response, Nola. I see your response, Regina. That could be a great book title. It could be a docu-series on Bernie Madoff, Enron, the people that's messing up the economy now, the corporations buying all these houses and turning them into rental properties, and it's going to make the housing market go bust again. A lot of people. Mm-mm. Great movie title. Mm-mm. Some big investigation of a nationwide Ponzi scheme globally. Mm-mm. Kevin saw money. And Kevin is correct. It is pay it forward. pay it forward. And I sat there for a minute. I was like, why is the cat distributing money? What's happening? And that is correct. Okay, let me go and I'm going to slide out the way and look at my chest brain. I thought that was a very cute quote. A cute chat, and I had fun making him yesterday. So we are going to talk about the chest brain because that came to me when we watched the video of me teaching Nola's class how to play chess way back in the 4th grade. Nola's old. These brains have been adorable. I agree. Makes you want to learn about them. All right. And I have found a workaround. It's going to be very expensive and painful. It's going to take a year. So I have to get physically, not physically, but yeah, bloodily ready for this process because I am tired of wearing wigs. I am so tired of wearing them. It's hot as hell here. I'm on my way into menopause. And so I would just like some days to not be able to have my wig on. And again, if you are a subscriber on Instagram or Snapchat, you can see I don't have my wig on some of those videos. And it's not because I care what people think. I just don't like the way it looks because of my OCD. So I am going to get the brain tattooed on my head. And so I've been doing the research. I'm about 6 months out, 8 months out. I got to find somebody to do it. It's probably going to be somebody in LA somewhere that specializes in head tattoos. But you can only do a certain portion. Then it has to heal. Then you got to do the other portion. So I got to figure out what can you do? Can you still wear wigs while it's happening? But I would like, because talk about a conversation piece. I ain't committed to nothing. I don't have no tattoos anywhere else. But it came to me Monday when I was shaving my head. I said I'm tired of having to put these wigs on, and I would like to be bald completely, and it be my choice. Henna is temporary, so I am committed, and that will be a conversation piece. So it's about the design. What is it going to look like? Am I going to get it labeled? I mean, people have brain tattoos, but it's like brain coming out of their head and all, and it's kind of unsightly. But then there are people who have roses and things like that. So I made the decision on Monday, been doing the research on it all week, and just have to mentally prepare myself. And then what do I do in the interim while I'm waiting for that process? Because they said it takes about a year to get it done, and you can't go cheap because then you're going to be looking stupid and get it colored and all of that. And then, how dark color around here because that's where the hair still grows. But what does that look like? Obviously, I got to get clearance from my hematologist and all that. So about 18 months, 2 years out on that. But that's what I have decided. So anyway, chess brain. How many brain regions do you believe that you use to play chess? My offspring says 12. Good morning, Jessica. She said 12. That is a major decision, and I did not take it lightly because you didn't know. I don't know if I said this, but my ex-husband is a tattoo artist. He can freehand tattoos and not make a mistake, and he got tattoos everywhere on his body. But I have to make it, and the way I see it, Regina, is this a conversation piece. So when people come up to me and plus that's the other reason why I'm not walking around bald because it looks like something's wrong, and I don't want people like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Do you have cancer? Are you all right? Because it looks kind of diseased because it is. It's it's a deficiency. I mean, it actually is a disease. So I don't. That's the only reason why I don't walk around outside with it because I'm past not having hair and all of that. If it were even, if it weren't, it's darker. It's hyperpigmentation around here because it is alopecia. So yes, I understand, Jessica. So but I've been in wigs for 21 years, and I just want the freedom if I choose or decide not to have on a wig, and then it's a statement piece. So that's how serious I am about it being 6 billion adults that need to learn how to use their brain. So what better conversation piece than someone comes up to me and say, oh my goodness, you have a brain on your head. What is that about? Oh, good. I'm glad you asked. Let me explain a little bit of something to you. So people have t-shirts and they have, what do you call it? Paraphernalia. That's not it. That's for Greeks. Merch. So yeah, I'm a definitely 10 toes down. I've never been committed to something more in my entire life because I never got a tattoo because I'm like, I changed my mind too much. But haha, my mind is not going to change because you can't see the brain. So imagine it this way, and I'm going to answer y'all, tell y'all who has the right answer in a moment. So imagine if I say, see the amygdala, it's right here, it's this size. And now back here is your brain stem. And then if I could say, see, here is your cortex, left hemisphere, right hemisphere. And I could just give you a visual of what was actually taking place. Now you can actually see where it is inside the brain. So Nola and I discussed it. Is it going to be labeled? I know it will be color coded, but what will that be? So you all are the first to hear about it. But a lot of research got to go into it. Got to get the right person to do it, and all of that. So, like I said, probably end up in LA somewhere getting it done because it's a big undertaking. Okay. So the answer is Mr. Hook is correct. It is 10 major brain regions working to play chess. And they are the prefrontal cortex for critical for planning, strategy, decision making, and impulse control, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex for working memory, evaluating moves, and considering your consequences, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex for weighing risk versus reward, and your intuition in choosing moves, your parietal lobes for spatial reasoning, visualizing the board and mapping the pieces and the positions, the occipital lobes for visual processing of the chessboard and patterns, the hippocampus for recalling past games, strategies, and positions, the basal ganglia for developing expertise through repetition and habit based learning, the amygdala, always the amygdala, emotional regulation under pressure or after a mistake. The anterior cingulate cortex is for conflict monitoring and it's catching mistakes and adjusting your strategies. And then number 10 is the cerebellum for fine tuning patterns, automatic sequencing, and optimizing efficiency. So, in short, playing chess activates at least 10 major brain regions working in synchronicity with the prefrontal cortex, the hippocampus, the parietal cortex, forming the core circuitry for strategy and memory. Now, what I think is interesting is that it takes you 7 brain regions to sleep and 10 brain regions to play chess. So it's only 3 less brain regions, but you're doing nothing but sleeping. So you're playing a game of chess, adding 3 more regions, and literally, and it takes the same amount to go to the grocery store. So while it seems like, oh, chess is more intense, it still takes multiple brain regions to do varying different things that seem like, oh, you would think it would be more because it's chess, and you would think it would be less because you're asleep. But what you have to do neurologically to get those things done, that's why it's important to understand each individual region and what the functionality of it is, because that's what you're doing. So if you are in a habit loop, no matter what the habit is, whether it's a sin habit or a win habit, you're using the basal ganglia. If you are remembering something, it doesn't matter. It's coming from the hippocampus. If you acting a damn fool, doesn't matter if you choking the shit out of somebody or on the stage naked, shaking, popping, and dropping it because you're drunk. The amygdala popped off and you made a bad choice. So it's really getting to the point where if you're looking at something, you're using the occipital lobes. If you're reading something, you're going to be left amygdala, left hemisphere focused. When you start to understand that, now you have the ability to be more strategic in everything that you're doing. So you can outwit people simply because you have more neural pathways. You can type in what you learned today and what you learned about yourself. I will close out with 2 conversations. I had a conversation with Nola yesterday on the way home from our second appointment, and she was explaining how her brain is clear and using some of the brain terminology and how things are better now. And so I took what she said and explained to her neurologically, and I said, it's not that you are, because of the ADHD, it's not that your hippocampus is just remembering things. It's that you created more neural pathways. And so your brain is stronger than your mental illnesses because you have all of these new neural pathways. So they didn't go anywhere. You just created Hebb's law, fire and wire. You have more synaptic connections. And so you have more neural pathways. So your go-to things that you used to go to because it was limited neural pathways, you don't go to them anymore. So the GABAs are down, those neural pathways are pruned and you just have the mental illnesses, but you have so many more synaptic connections and neural pathways. That's why you're not behaving like you were. And that's why you're thriving and excelling, because you've been through 365-day challenges. And it's like on day 140 of Real Leader Resources. So you have all of this new connectivity. So that's what you can see from your own self. So if you look at whenever you showed up at my virtual door versus where you are now, you have more neural pathways. You have more. Yes, there are 10 regions of the brain used for playing chess. I think that's what you're saying you learned, Regina. So what did you learn today, and what did you learn about yourself? So if you find yourself not behaving like you used to, the basal ganglia has new habits. It's because you created new neural pathways. And so the other ones are pruned. That means they're gone. Hippocampus, if you haven't used something, it will dump it and say, yeah, we ain't used that shit since 1972. You must don't need that no more. And so you're making these daily withdrawals from the hippocampus bank of neurons, and you're using them. You're investing your neurons into these neural pathways that are extremely profitable neurologically for you. That's what's actually taking place on the daily basis. So every neuron that fires and wires and stays connected is a neural pathway. And that's a new skill, that's a new behavior, that's a new strategy, that's a new challenge or new experience that you have. And remember, the hippocampus is the memory library, so it stores it and says, I like that. You create this nice little dopamine loop, and now you're rewarding yourself for challenging yourself, for creating new synaptic connections. You like how that feels, so you wake up the next day and you do it again. And then you look back over time and you're like, wow, look at everything that I've accomplished. And then you just think, how many brain regions did it take to do that? And then how many thousands of synaptic connections did it take for me to do that? And then that's how you'll know you are a bad mofo. So when someone is sitting there with their 3 doggone neural pathways, don't pay no attention to them. Like, dude, you got 3 neural pathways. I'm not scared of you. The fuck? You can't think your way out of a wet paper bag. Your best decisions got you sitting in a comfort zone. Ooh, that's a flex. Nola, what was the number it went out for me? 10. 10 brain regions to play chess. And we are at what did you learn today, and what did you learn about yourself? Regina said, I learned and enjoyed doing captions. I was able to easily navigate my device today despite having technical challenges. Just realized I stayed in my PFC. It's okay, Miss Rogers. Your battle buddy guessed it. It was 10. And then Kevin gonna go in the Instagram and tell Nola what she doing in Instagram during the live. And I'm like, both of y'all are Instagram on the live. Y'all both wrong. It's showing up on my phone. What you doing in Instagram on the live? I'm like, what you doing? What y'all both doing? Neither one of y'all ain't supposed to be in Instagram on in the Instagram subscription while we on the live. Like, this is, gotta love it. That's why I didn't even respond. I'm like, choose your battles. Choose your battles. So what did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? So I have learned that I have been in denial for 20 something years. And I'm saying, I'm good. I am physically good. I still can fit my prom dress. There are things that I can still physically do. I have said I am more flexible now than I was when I was 37. And yeah, getting ready for this evaluation and having to prepare for it. Yeah, I can't. My body isn't the same, and I had to come to that revelation yesterday as I asked Nola, "Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this?" And these simple tasks. And what I discovered, which is what the tears were for, is that neurologically, I just rewired my way around the pain. I just rewired my body to do it a different way. And so because I can do it a different way, I thought I was good. And I found out you're not. Those simple things that you were able to do before you went in, you can't do those no more. Just a little bit. And so I did not like that. I do not. The whole point of saying disabled, I'm like, no, I'm a soldier. I'm a warrior. What the fuck you talking about? Like, okay, warrior, do that simple thing then. Your warrior ass. Bend your knee while standing up. You such a fucking warrior. Go ahead. So yeah, had to come to grips with that yesterday, and I did not want to do that. Still don't. Nola said, I learned about myself. I am better at captioning this. Still need to work on guess this phrase. That is correct. I learned about 10 brain regions for playing chess. Kevin said, learn my friends listen more to me than I thought. Yes, sir. Is that it for everybody? Yes, they are funny. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a nasal spray because this nostril, I did a nasal rinse already and I still can't breathe out this nostril today. Yeah, it's not working. All right. Anything else for Dr. Donna before we go? So, yeah, this will all be over here shortly. And I will be back to my normal self by the 9th of September. I think you got one more, Kevin. Yep. I'm still waiting on your other one. Yes, Jessica, you too. And Kevin, if you're typing ellipse, so I know, or I can close out. Now my eyes are just watering because this. Let me. Yeah, it's the air because you can't see the mountain. Yeah. Myself, Kevin said, I enjoy days like these on your live. And yes, and I do attempt to create balance. However, the main thing is the main thing, learning how your brain functions. And then how we used to have like free day on Friday at school. Wait, Lord have mercy, how am I saying that? So where is the balance between the learning and the cognition? And we're finding that out one live at a time. Today is day 663 of me going live consecutively, and it's been an interesting path. All right, so we will be back por la mañana, and we will be talking about be willing to follow someone else. Be willing to follow someone else is the principle of real leadership that we will be using tomorrow. Go and make sure after you get off this live, you stop by the hippocampus bank of neurons and get you a nice healthy withdrawal of a couple 100,000 neurons and go put those neurons to use today. And by the time you get to sleep or get ready to go to sleep, you can ask yourself the question, what did I learn today? What did I use with my neurons? What did I take those neurons and go create for myself neurologically? Your brain will thank you for it. And you got to get the 860 billion synaptic connections. And the only way to do that is to make those withdrawals and make those connections on purpose. Be strategic every day. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, safe space, God willing, higher power in the universe with a different brain t-shirt. You all go off and have a brain-tastic day. Take care.